What up, what up, what's Gucci, everybody? Welcome to What the Function. We're going to talk about keyword lists in this video. Keyword lists in Elixir, which are a data structure that resemble data structures in a lot of functional programming languages. And a keyword list is a list of tuples where the first item of the tuple is an atom. Okay, that's what a keyword list is called. So what does that look like? So let's say my list, and it's a list with tuples. Okay, so let's create a tuple, but the first item in the list is a tuple. Is an atom. Oof, I screwed that one up. Is an atom. So we'll say 1, and we'll just correspond that to 1, and then we'll add another tuple, and we'll say, 2 and 2. Okay, so a list of tuples, 1 tuple, 2 tuples, where the first item in the tuple is an atom. All right. So atom, atom, essentially this becomes the key in the keyword list. Now this is just a list, okay, so you can do list stuff to it. So let's go ahead and print, let's create a keyword list. We'll say my list equals 1 and 1, and again we'll create another tuple, 2 and 2. Okay, so see what it returns? It returns this alternative syntax, sort of, where your key, which was an atom, turns into, a key with a corresponding value. So then we can do something pretty, to compare them. Let's do something like new list equals, and let's just say 1, 1, 2, 2. Now watch this. My list equals new list, and hopefully we get a boolean saying true. Cool. See that? So basically these two syntaxes are the same. This under the hood, basically what's going to happen is Elixir is going to make this into a list of tuples that looks like this once it's run. Okay. You can do all kinds of stuff. Since this is essentially a list, you can do all kinds of stuff that you would do with a normal list, like add stuff to it. So let's just say something like my list plus, and let's add a new key. We're gonna say C is, let's say this is an example in the Elixir docs. Let's say instead we'll say 3. Right. So now my list, well, it's immutable, but if we create a new list and then say this, so let's say super new list equals, let's do that so we don't have to type all this out. Super new list equals that. Now your super new list has an extra key. Okay, very straightforward. There's a couple things that you should maybe remember when using a keyword list. So keys must be atoms, and they are ordered, and keys can be given more than once. And this is straight from Elixir documentation, so go ahead and check that out if you'd like. Get a lot more useful info. Remember that keyword lists sort of look like maps, but they're not the same. I'll make a video on maps. Keyword lists are lists. They have all the characteristics of lists. You often see them being used for passing arguments to a function, and then you see them when you see stuff like this. So I don't know, say you want to have something like user info, and then you want to, users commonly have like a username and a password. So I've seen stuff like this where you have basically your two tuples. So it would be username and let's just say here holy schmoly. Holy schmoly is the username, and then you have password, and the password is, or let's not do password. They have an email here, and they have holy schmoly at whatthefunction.com, right? Something like that. Man, that would be a cool domain to have, huh? Whatthefunction.com. I'm gonna see if I can buy that. So that's what you'll see, and of course we know that that is the same as saying something like this, where you have username, holy schmoly, and and then you have email, blah blah blah, right? So These are exactly the same. And finally, you can access the stuff in a keyword list by the value in the keyword list by the key that it's using, right? By their label, essentially. So let's say, let's go back to my list here. Let's go back to your original my list right here, right? My list has a couple keys and some values. So we'll say my list and say we want to access the 1 right here. We want to access this one. Very simply, we just do bracket notation and we say 1, and we should get 1 back, right? So that's a keyword list. Really fun data structure. We'll look at maps in the next section. Hopefully you'll get a better understanding of how these are different. So we shall see you in the next video. Peace.
I could bet all of the riches that I ever had. Rushing in the night like a shark, babe, would it be bad if I had to sing the line? 'Cause the thrills that run up my back.